Today, we're diving into an absolutely incredible story, the Unseeable Bodhisattva, and it all kicks off with this huge cosmic mystery.
Okay, so how is it possible for the most powerful being in the room to be totally invisible? I mean, it's a huge paradox, right? And this question is the key to a mystery that started unfolding the very moment the Buddha reached enlightenment.
So, let's set the stage. Our story kicks off right at the dawn of a new era. We're talking about a moment of massive cosmic importance.
Just picture this, okay? The Buddha has just reached enlightenment. He's sitting there in the state of absolute, perfect clarity. And he's not alone. He's surrounded by this unbelievable gathering of bodhisattvas. We're talking countless enlightened beings from literally every corner of the universe, all in one place at one time.
And out of this amazing crowd, one of them, a major bodhisattva named Universal Eye, stands up. He's got a question for the Buddha, a big one. He basically wants to know about the highest states of consciousness, the deepest levels you can possibly reach.
And to really nail it down, he asks about one being in particular, the one everyone acknowledges as the master of these states, this legendary, super mysterious figure known as the great Bodhisattva Samantabhadra.
Now, the Buddha gives him an answer, but it's not the one anyone was expecting. In fact, it just makes the mystery even deeper and starts this massive search.
The Buddha's reply is so simple, but it's also totally baffling. He just looks at Universal Eye and everyone else there and says, "You should ask him. He's right here, among you."
So naturally, this whole assembly, and remember, these are incredibly aware beings, they immediately start looking around, trying to find Samantabhadra in the crowd.
And they're not just glancing around. I mean, these guys were thorough. They're using their super-powered awareness to scan every single corner of this huge gathering, looking on every possible plane of existence.
But nothing. Despite all their power, all their perception, they come up completely empty. They can't find anyone who even looks like Samantabhadra. And here's where it gets really weird. It wasn't just that he was hiding well. The mystery gets even deeper because his designated seat, the spot where he was supposed to be, was totally empty. Like not a single trace of him anywhere.
So yeah, the whole assembly is just stumped, completely confused. And that's when the Buddha steps in to give them the key to this cosmic riddle.
He starts talking about this idea of the unseeable body. And look, this is way beyond just being invisible. Samantabhadra's state of being is so profound, so advanced, that he doesn't have a single form or a specific location. Get this, his very body is the fabric of reality itself.
Here's a way to think about it. Most beings, like you and me, we exist in the world, right? We have a location, you can point to us. But Samantabhadra, he exists as the world. He's not in a location. He is location itself. He's not something you can see. He is the very act of seeing. He's completely, totally inseparable from reality.
To drive this home, the Buddha gives them a great analogy. He asks, hey, can anyone point to where the images in a magical illusion actually live? And of course the answer is, no, you can't. The images don't have a home inside the illusion. They are the illusion. And that's exactly the deal with Samantabhadra in reality.
Okay, so now everyone gets it. They understand how to perceive him, not as some separate guy, but as reality itself. And with that understanding, the stage is finally set for his big reveal.
So following the Buddha's lead, the whole group calls out his name all at once. And the effect is, wow. It's instant and it's spectacular. First, you have these celestial clouds just raining down flowers and jewels. Then this heavenly music starts playing everywhere. Then countless worlds actually start to tremble, and this brilliant light just fills everything. And then, right in the middle of it all, there he is. Samantabhadra appears, sitting on this amazing lotus throne.
But his appearance isn't the end of the story. Oh no, it's actually the beginning. Now that they can see him, he's ready to share the incredible wisdom that comes with his unique way of being.
He starts to teach them about what he calls his 10 great samadhis, which are basically these 10 states of super profound consciousness. He's about to break down the very nature of the reality that he is.
For his first teaching, he uses this analogy of the Asura king. So this king has a huge body, but he can also manifest a body that's like colossally bigger. But here's the really mind-bending part. The giant form doesn't cancel out the smaller one. They both exist at the exact same time, with no contradiction. It's this powerful lesson that multiple realities, or different scales of being, can all exist at once.
And this idea that different realities can coexist, well, that leads perfectly into his next teaching, which is summed up by this amazing quote: "All worlds are like a magical illusion."
So how does he explain that? With another great analogy. Imagine a master magician. He can bend time, right? Make a single moment feel like 100 years. Or he could create entire worlds right there at a crossroads. The key insight here is that the magician's trick, his big illusion, doesn't actually change the real place or time. It just goes to show that what we see as solid and fixed can exist right alongside a much deeper, more fluid truth. Illusion and reality, coexisting without any conflict.
So what this teaching really shows us is that our normal, everyday perception of reality, it's just one layer. The ultimate truth, the kind of reality that Samantabhadra is formless, it's fluid, and you can't separate it from your own consciousness. So when you really think about it, this whole ancient story is telling us that ultimate reality isn't some destination you have to find. It's really just a different way of seeing what's already here. And that leaves us with a pretty big question to chew on, doesn't it? What illusions might we be living in right here, right now?